Welcome to your 1750. We're going to show you how to use variable timing mode to spray a part that you may have. The first thing we're going to do is go to the gear icon here to get to our timing settings. Click on that, and then we'll go to the actual timing settings here. Starting with the mode, which is currently variable spray time, the maximum spray period, or our start delay, stop delay, repeat on, and repeat off. So we're going to click on this edit pencil setting here. That will take us into all of the settings so that we can make those changes. Under variable spray time, you can see here we have two selections, fixed spray time and variable spray time. For this one, we'll focus on variable. We're going to set max spray time or period to 0. Then we have the start delay, the stop delay, repeat pattern on, and the repeat pattern off. We're going to set both repeat patterns to 0 for this time because they're not needed. With this demonstration for start delay, we're going to look at the time it takes for your part to get from the sensor to the spray nozzle. So if you take your stopwatch, and as the leading part edge gets to the sensor, you're going to start your stopwatch. Once the leading edge of your part reaches the spray nozzle, you're going to stop that stopwatch. And with that, we came up with a time of 1.7 seconds. So we'll enter 1.7. Then for your stop delay, you're going to set that currently as the exact same time as your starting delay. That basically tells the sensor and the system that as your part has gone through, it has seen it for some length of time, and whenever I start seeing it, I'm going to delay 1.7 seconds before I start spraying. And then when the part finishes going through the sensor, it's going to delay another 1.7 seconds before it stops. So let's go see how that looks. We'll go back to our home screen and simply run through the part. So with that, we ran the part through. It automatically detects the length of the part and sprays for that period. The only thing we saw at this point was that there was a little early on the front edge of the part. So we started spraying and we hit the belt before we actually got to where the part was located. So we're going to go back to our nozzle settings with the gears first, then timing, and then go to edit our spray timing settings. So if we were early, we needed to spray and wait a little bit longer before we actually hit the part, which means our start delay needs to be a little bit longer. So if we were too late on the part and started after the front, then we would need to shorten that time instead. So right now we're just going to bump up that time by 100 milliseconds to 1.8. And because of that, we also want to change our stop delay the same way. So we're going to change that to 1.8 as well. And now we're going to go back and run that through and see how we did with our time. So back to the home screen. Alright, with that, the settings look really good and we were able to hit the very front of the part in the very trailing edge of the part as well. If for some reason we were spraying for too long, we could make an adjustment by going to the gear head icon again, the timing settings and edit, and if we were spraying too far past the end of the part, we would shorten up our stop delay a little bit. Those can be fine-tuned and adjusted within milliseconds, depending on the speed and the needs that you have. So now let's say we would like to also add a repeat pattern within that time. We could potentially have an on time and an off time that will cycle back and forth for the length of the part. And in this case, if we wanted to be able to spray a repeat cycle, we could do 0.1 seconds on and then 0.2 seconds off, for instance. And it would repeat this cycle for that duration that it sees the part. So then we'll actually get a pattern, and this could be useful for things like trays or other objects that could have multiple cavities within the length of the part, but you only see the part with the sensor in its entirety. You can't see the individual cavities. You can program those individual lengths and delays between each piece. So let's see how that looks. Back to our home screen, and let's run that part through. And there we have it.